The game of life is a game of boomerangs. What you send out, you draw back in. Your word is your wand. And today, we speak a word so powerful, so magnetic, that millions rush to meet it. There is a divine formula, a magnetic decree, one that bypasses the logic of man and taps directly into the riches of the infinite. It is this: I am aligned with the divine formula of wealth. I magnetize millions through effortless grace. Say it, feel it, claim it. There is no toil in divine demonstration. There is no burden in true supply. What is yours by divine right comes swiftly, easily, and under grace. The lottery is not chance. It is a tool, a symbol, a vessel. And you, dear soul, are the magnet. You are the attracting force. You are the vibrational key. And as you stand in faith, the riches of heaven pour out upon you in divine avalanches of abundance. You do not beg. You do not plead. You do not chase. You command. You speak with authority. Because heaven hears the one who knows. And when you truly know that it is already done, then the earth must rearrange to obey your word. Millions are not far from you. They are already circling in your field, hovering in the unseen, waiting for permission to land. So you give them permission, with your belief, with your spoken word. Say it again. This magnetic formula attracts lottery millions effortlessly, not with struggle, not with hustle, but through divine law, divine timing, divine flow. Just as Florence said, man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. So see it now. See the ticket. See the numbers. See the golden light of confirmation rise in your chest. Feel the vibration shift as you accept, not wish, but accept, what is already yours. Millions flow to you because you are a vessel of purpose. You do not hoard, you circulate. You do not doubt, you declare. You do not fear, you know. This formula is not new, it is ancient, hidden in plain sight, a secret kept by the few who dared to believe in miracles and walk by faith, not sight, and now it is yours. You are the magnetic field. Your belief is the signal. Your word is the trigger. Your faith is the funnel. The money is already on the way. The divine delivery system is active. The angels of abundance are assigned to your name. Your name is now etched in the book of overflow. Let no man, no voice, no shadow of doubt pull you out of alignment. What God has ordained, no one can block. So speak it again, with holy authority. This magnetic formula attracts lottery millions effortlessly. I am the winner. I am the word. I am the wealth. Let it be done. Let it be sealed. Let it now manifest, under grace, in perfect ways. Your word is your wand. It is the beginning of all creation, the root of all demonstration, the silent architect, behind every visible miracle. The moment you speak with conviction, the universe listens, not passively, but attentively, reverently. Every declaration you make in faith becomes a divine decree, a blueprint that invisible forces begin to build upon. When you say, I am the magnet of millions, the field around you shifts. There is no waiting room in the spiritual realm. There is only alignment or misalignment. When the spoken word rises from belief and not from desperation, it enters into spiritual law. It cannot return void. It must produce after its kind. If your word is laced with truth and certainty, then what it carries, whether wealth, healing, or opportunity, must begin its journey toward you. And so, in the silence of your spirit and the authority of your voice, you speak this formula. I now activate the divine law of increase. Lottery millions flow to me freely and easily, under grace. in perfect ways. The words seem simple, but their simplicity is not weakness, it is power. For the divine never complicates, it speaks in clarity, and it delivers in certainty. You are not merely hoping, you are not throwing words into the air like fragile wishes, you are speaking as one with the kingdom within. You are standing in your spiritual identity, the one who knows they are backed by infinite supply, the one who understands that wealth is not earned, it is aligned with, and alignment begins with speech. Your spoken word programs your world, every phrase you utter writes the next page of your reality. That is why there is no room for contradiction, no space for words of lack. You do not say, I hope I win, or maybe one day, for hope is soft, and maybe is filled with fog. Instead you say, I am chosen, I am ready, the win is already mine, and it now reveals itself. These are not just words, they are spiritual contracts, signed by your belief, sealed by your gratitude. Gratitude is the evidence of faith. When you speak your desire with thanksgiving, you prove to the universe that it is already yours. You are no longer trying to get the win, you are receiving it. You are not asking if it will happen, you are making space for it to unfold. Gratitude unlocks the vaults, praise accelerates the process. Say it with joy. I thank you in advance for the millions that are now mine. I rejoice in the divine surprise, the sudden victory, the effortless windfall. The more you speak in alignment, the stronger the magnet becomes. Doubt weakens the signal. Desperation disrupts the field. But when you stay in declaration, in divine dialogue, you remain in position. You become like a strong radio tower, transmitting a frequency that money cannot resist. Money has ears. It listens to the language of confidence. It follows the voice of truth. And your truth is this: you are not poor. You are not struggling. You are not stuck. You are a spiritual being, walking through a temporary game, and you have already won. You are merely catching up in time to what has already occurred in the unseen. Every morning, speak your truth. Every night, reaffirm your inheritance. Even in the face of lack, speak as if abundance surrounds you, for it does. You just need to call it into the visible. Speak as one who holds the winning ticket, even before it appears in your hand. The universe will conspire to make your word flesh. Let the divine formula flow from your lips daily. I now call forth the divine transfer. Lottery wealth is magnetized to me. My winning numbers are revealed with ease. The money I desire is seeking me with urgency. Say it without flinching. Say it without apology. Say it until every cell of your body vibrates in agreement, until every part of you becomes a resonating chamber for wealth, until your voice is no longer just yours. It becomes a divine command. When you speak from the God space within, your voice carries authority beyond the material world. Angels move, doors open, delays dissolve. The impossible becomes inevitable, all because you dared to speak, not from fear, but from faith, not from lack, but from divine knowing. Your word creates your world. The spoken affirmation becomes the physical confirmation. You will look up and realize the numbers aligned, the check arrived, the door opened, but you won it long before that moment, because you spoke it into being. So speak again, and again, and again. Not because the universe is deaf, but because repetition imprints belief. The more you speak it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you attract it, until one day the outer world must catch up to the inner truth. And when it does, the millions arrive, not by luck, not by force, but by spiritual law, effortless, magnetic, divine. You do not chase wealth. It is already yours by divine right. The moment you were born, your inheritance was written in the fabric of the universe. Long before you were conscious of your needs, the supply was already assigned. You are not asking the universe for something new. You are simply allowing yourself to receive what is already stored for you in the vaults of the unseen. This is not about earning, struggling, or striving. This is about stepping into agreement with what has always belonged to you. The lottery, to many, seems like chance, like randomness, but to the spiritually awake, it is just another divine channel, another vehicle the universe can use to pour wealth into your experience. It is not about the ticket. It is not about the odds. It is about alignment. It is about vibrational congruence. When you align with the frequency of already having, you walk straight into the timeline where the winning is inevitable. Wealth does not respond to desperation. It does not bow to fear. It comes to the one who knows, the one who walks in the confidence of spiritual law, the one who understands that what is theirs can never be withheld. The moment you stop seeking from lack and begin receiving from trust, everything shifts. You move from force to flow, from hoping to expecting, from wishing to knowing. The magnetic formula is not about manipulating reality. It is about surrendering to truth, the truth that you are an abundant being, living in an abundant universe, the truth that divine timing governs your life with precision, the truth that nothing meant for you can be delayed when you are in harmony with Source. And so, your job is not to chase the millions, but to remove every inner resistance to receiving them. You do not try to win. You do not strive to prove your worth. You are already worthy. You are already rich in the invisible. Your mind is the channel. Your faith is the bridge. Your receiving is the key. Let go of the idea that the lottery is something outside of you, something that might happen. Begin to see it as already completed, as already done in the realm of spirit. You are not becoming a winner. You already are. So you walk like it. You speak like it. You think like it, not arrogantly, but with quiet certainty. You do not need to announce to the world. You announce to the universe through your energy, your posture, your vibration. You align with ease. You vibrate with confidence. You know that all you desire is already on its way to you, and all that's left is the unveiling. There is no force in this manifestation. It is graceful. It is clean. It is pure. Spiritual mathematics. You have spoken the word. You have believed the word. And now the word is unfolding into matter. That is the order of creation. Spiritual truth becomes spoken decree, and the decree becomes visible form. What you declare long enough, boldly enough, and faithfully enough must take shape. And so you do not try to bend reality to fit your desire. You bend your belief to fit your divine identity. You don't chase the outcome. You match the vibration. You remember that wealth is not earned. It is allowed. It is permitted. It is unlocked by your willingness to receive without guilt, without apology, without fear of losing it. You are not just a vessel for money. You are a channel for divine wealth circulation. The millions that come to you through the lottery are not meant to end with you. They are meant to expand through you. You are a funnel of blessing, a lighthouse for abundance. That is why the universe trusts you with overflow. That is why you are marked for more. And so you affirm it daily. Wealth is mine by divine right. I do not chase. I magnetize. I do not strive. I align. I do not wish. I receive. You don't say these words to make something happen. You say them because they are already true. And every time you repeat them, you strengthen the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Every time you affirm, you draw the experience closer. I am the magnet of millions. I do not hope. I do not beg. I do not chase. I attract. I align. I become the vibration that wealth cannot resist. This knowing is not ego. It is not arrogance. It is divine memory returning to me. I am not asking for something outside myself. I am simply receiving what is already encoded within me. Abundance is not foreign. It is familiar. It is my original design. I am the magnet because I carry the truth, and the truth is this: everything I desire desires me. Every dollar I wish to hold already has my name on it in the spirit. The moment I align, the moment I declare it, it moves toward me, not slowly, not reluctantly, but with urgency, with momentum. Because the laws of the invisible respond to command, not confusion. The universe does not delay when your voice is clear. There is no mystery in manifestation when you understand your own power. When you fully accept that what you say with conviction begins to mold the shape of your tomorrow, you stop entertaining doubt. You stop speaking words that contradict your destiny. You stop allowing fear to co-author your future, because fear may knock, but faith opens the door. And every time I say, I am the magnet of millions, I open the door wider. The magnetic force isn't in what I do, it's in who I become. I become receptive. I become surrendered. I become so certain that there is no question left in me. I do not need to look for signs. They appear automatically. I do not need to hustle for proof. Evidence begins to surface like ripples on water after a declaration. Every thought, every breath, every word becomes aligned with the vision I hold. I see myself already having, already receiving, already celebrating. Not because I'm trying to trick the universe, but because I know the universe reflects what I feel, not just what I ask for. And when I feel as if I've already received, I draw it in faster than any strategy, faster than any system, faster than logic can explain. That is the secret the world does not teach, but the spirit always knows. I let go of timelines. I let go of the need to control the details. I let go of wondering which ticket, which draw, which date. I don't need to know the mechanism. I trust the method will appear. The magnet does not chase iron. It pulls it without effort, and I too pull in my millions without struggle. They are attracted to me because I have become a space of belief so strong, so pure, so open, that abundance rushes in to fill it. I feel the current of wealth in my energy field. I feel the vibration of ease, the hum of joy, the warmth of fulfillment, before the check ever arrives, before the numbers are even drawn. This is not delusion. This is creation. All things begin in the invisible before they become visible, and I hold the invisible with reverence. I carry the feeling of yes in my body, even when my eyes see not yet, because I know that not yet is not no. It is simply a divine pause, a sacred breath before the manifestation crashes through. My job is to maintain the field, to keep the energy clean, to keep the vision alive, to keep my faith burning like a lamp that never goes out. I do not need to convince anyone. I only need to stay convinced within myself. Every time I say it, I am the magnet of millions. I feel a deeper click in my spirit. Something aligns, something opens, the grid around me shifts. The field gets brighter, and suddenly coincidences multiply. Opportunities shimmer. Something that looked ordinary yesterday now feels charged with possibility. I know it is working, even when it seems quiet. The silence is sacred. In the silence, the formula is working. In the stillness, the millions are rerouting, recalibrating, preparing to arrive in the most perfect, most divine, most aligned way. I don't have to see the blueprint to trust the structure. I don't need the full map to take the next step. I live by divine impulse, divine nudges, divine yeses that rise in my belly before they appear in my world. The magnet does not operate from doubt. The magnet does not waver. The magnet does not break its own frequency, and so neither do I. I protect my thoughts. I guard my atmosphere. I say no to conversations that contradict my calling. I turn away from voices that dilute my faith. I am not interested in logic. I am interested in law, spiritual law, the law of assumption, the law of attraction, the law of divine circulation. And according to that law, as I believe, so it is. As I declare, so it forms. As I feel, so I receive. There is no confusion here. There is only clarity. I am the magnet of millions. I do not earn it. I do not compete for it. I do not seek permission. I already carry the frequency of overflow. I am tuned in. I am locked in. I am lit from the inside out with a knowing that the world cannot shake. Every breath I take confirms it. Every morning I wake up, I say it again. Not to make it come faster, but to remind my own cells that it's already here. It's already done. I don't wait for the win to feel worthy. I feel worthy now, and the win must follow. It is law. It is written. It is inevitable. I am the magnet. I am the vessel. I am the proof that faith, when fused with word, becomes wealth. Divine timing is always perfect. Not a moment early, not a second late. The human mind may press and push, may want things to happen now, instantly in our own timing. But the Spirit knows better. The Spirit knows that every manifestation is ripened in invisible dimensions long before it appears in time. And so when I declare that I am the magnet of millions, I am not just asking, I am aligning. I am syncing my internal rhythm with the divine clock, which is never out of order. The millions are already mine, already moving, already spiraling toward me. The moment I spoke the word, the moment I dared to believe, the process began. But that process unfolds in divine precision, not rushed, not delayed, timed like the opening of a sacred lotus, blooming exactly when the sun hits it just right. I no longer panic in the waiting. I no longer question the silence. The silence is holy. It is filled with activity I cannot yet see. Delay does not mean denial. Delay is often the divine pause where the inner preparation is completing itself. The universe never withholds. It only aligns. It aligns my character, my energy, my environment, my capacity to hold what I'm asking for. I do not just want to win. I want to sustain the win. I want to overflow with it. I want the wealth to be a blessing and never a burden. And so I surrender to divine timing, because it carries wisdom far beyond mine. I remind myself daily, the money I seek is also seeking me. It is not stagnant. It is not stuck. It is alive in motion, on assignment. It is encoded with my energy, and it will arrive at the exact intersection where readiness meets grace. I cannot miss what's mine. I cannot lose what was spoken over my life by Spirit itself. My job is not to obsess over the win. It is to keep vibrating with the yes. When I feel anxious, I speak alignment. When I feel impatient, I return to trust. I do not demand, I declare. I do not plead, I praise. Praise for what is coming. Praise for what is unfolding. Praise for the process that is shaping me into the person who can carry the blessing with integrity, joy, and expansion. I am not just receiving money. I am becoming a match for legacy. I am embodying wealth in a way that multiplies, that heals, that uplifts everyone it touches. I no longer live in the pressure of human deadlines. I live in divine order. I move in perfect peace. I show up in the world already rich and knowing, already crowned in unseen royalty, already marked by heaven for abundance. The signs do not create my faith creates the signs. The timing does not validate me. I validate the timing by trusting that it is always right, and sometimes what looks like a delay is actually protection. Sometimes what looks like nothing happening is a deep rearrangement happening behind the veil. I trust the veil. I trust the hidden. Just because I cannot see the roots growing beneath the soil doesn't mean the tree is not forming. Just because the numbers haven't aligned in the outer world yet doesn't mean the code hasn't already been stamped in the spiritual. I breathe into divine timing like I breathe into prayer, gently, lovingly, without tension. I remind my nervous system that all is well, that nothing is missing, that I am not late, that I am not behind. I am exactly where I need to be, because I walk not by pressure but by promise, and the promise of wealth, of ease, of overflow, has already been written in my spirit. That promise cannot be broken, and when the day comes, and it will come, when the ticket is drawn, and the numbers match, and the millions flood in, I will not be surprised. I will be ready, because I was never waiting, I was preparing, I was never unsure, I was becoming, I was never chasing, I was magnetizing. My trust was never in the draw, it was in the divine order that governs all outcomes. I speak to time and call it my ally. I declare that all things are working together in harmony, that even delays are doors, that even the long waits are launching pads. I trust that the universe, with all its intricate movements, has organized this blessing in the most beautiful, beneficial way. Nothing rushed, nothing forced, nothing fragile, everything flowing. And so I hold the vision, I hold the faith, I hold the feeling of already done in my heart, like sacred fire. I no longer ask when, because I know it is now. Now in spirit, now in energy, now in truth, and truth always becomes flesh. I don't need to knock down doors, the right one opens by itself. I don't need to guess, I just need to stay in grace. I do not crumble in the waiting, I rise, I ascend, I deepen, because waiting with faith is not wasted time, it is sacred alignment. It is the bridge between spoken desire and physical manifestation, and I walk that bridge in full peace, in full joy, in full expectation, for I know what is mine is already in motion. I know the win is scheduled, I know the delivery is exact, and I will be ready, open, steady, and receiving when it arrives. Doubt is the only enemy, not luck, not time, not chance. The moment doubt enters the mind, it begins to leak energy from the vision. It cuts holes in the frequency. It weakens the magnet, and so I guard my belief as if it were treasure, because it is. Belief is the gatekeeper between spirit and matter, the bridge between the unseen and the seen. When belief stands tall, unwavering, unshaken, then manifestation becomes inevitable. But when doubt creeps in, it delays what is already on the way. And so I release doubt, not because I understand everything, but because I choose trust over torment. I choose faith over fear. I choose the feeling of divine certainty over the noise of mental confusion. Doubt is not who I am. It is just a voice, and I am under no obligation to listen to it. I am not here to make sense. I am here to make alignment. I am here to be in tune with the frequency of already having. When I feel doubt trying to knock, I do not entertain it. I return to truth. I return to the divine declaration. I am the magnet of millions. My win is certain. My supply is secured. My victory is guaranteed. I do not need to fight doubt. I need to outshine it. Light doesn't argue with darkness, it simply turns on. And so I stay lit with belief, lit with vision, lit with the knowing that nothing can block what's already mine. I do not allow external evidence to convince me otherwise. I am not fooled by what has not yet appeared. Delay is not a verdict. Silence is not absence. I know that the divine works behind the curtain, where the eyes cannot see but the soul always senses. I trust the invisible. I lean into the mystery, because the deeper I trust, the faster it unfolds. I no longer need constant confirmation to believe. I am the confirmation. My vibration is the evidence. My unwavering trust is the proof that it is coming. I walk through this process like one who already holds the winning ticket. I speak as one who has already received the deposit. I carry myself with the quiet confidence of divine alignment. I don't need to beg. I belong. When doubt whispers, "But what if it never happens?" I respond with authority. It already has. It is done. It is mine. I do not argue with fear. I replace it. I override it. I speak louder than it. And every time I choose faith over fear, I become more magnetic, more powerful, more aligned. Doubt cannot exist where truth is rooted deep. This is not a performance. This is embodiment. I embody the outcome before it comes. I feel the win before it arrives. I celebrate before the evidence shows up. Because I know manifestation is a mirror. It reflects what I hold inside. So I hold unwavering belief. I hold sacred confidence. I hold the energy of yes. I understand now that demonstration comes to the one who refuses to let go, the one who holds the vision like a flame, even when the wind blows, the one who continues to affirm the truth even when the world echoes something else, the one who walks by inner knowing, not outer sight. I am that one. I no longer ask for signs. I become the sign. I no longer wait for permission. I give it to myself. I do not delay my joy. I live in it now. I live in the end. I dwell in the feeling of it being done, because doubt lives in the question, but power lives in the answer. And my answer is always yes. Yes to millions. Yes to abundance. Yes to divine timing. Yes to the win. The formula is faith. The formula is conviction. The formula is consistency, and I practice it daily, not to convince the universe, but to strengthen my own field, to become an immovable tower of belief, to be the one who says yes so loudly, so clearly, that the universe cannot help but respond. Every time I affirm my truth, I amplify it. Every time I speak abundance, I create a path for it. Every time I reject doubt, I reinforce the magnetic pull. I stay loyal to the vision, loyal to the vibration, loyal to the version of me who already lives in overflow. That version is not someday, it is me, now. I step into it, I breathe into it, I live from it. There is no fear that can survive the fire of certainty. There is no hesitation that can stand in the face of holy conviction, and I am convicted, not by outer facts, but by inner truth, not by what the world says, but by what God has declared. And God has said, "You are chosen, you are abundant, you are worthy of the win." So I hold the line, I hold the energy, I hold the posture. I do not flinch. I do not falter. I do not fall back into doubt. I rise into knowing. I expand into certainty. I walk with the awareness that I am already in the current of receiving, and nothing, not time, not people, not systems, can stop what is flowing to me. Doubt is a shadow, and I am the sun. I shine with belief. I shine with gratitude. I shine with the glow of divine readiness. I stay aligned, anchored, and assured, because I know that my faith is the formula, my belief is the beacon, and my trust is the bridge that brings the millions into my hands. Circulation unlocks multiplication. What I release in joy, I receive in overflow. What I bless blesses me back. What I send out with gratitude returns tenfold. I am not afraid to let go, because I live in a universe of divine return. Money is not lost when I spend it, it is activated. Energy is not diminished when I give, it is multiplied. I no longer see wealth as a limited reservoir, I see it as a divine river, and I am standing in the middle of its flow. I do not hoard, I do not fear lack, I do not grip tightly to what is in my hand, because my source is not the money, I am the source. Spirit flows through me, and when I circulate money with love and intention, I increase its frequency. Money touched by faith becomes sacred. Money used with joy becomes generative. Every time I release it in trust, it becomes a seed that knows exactly how to return. I am not just a receiver of wealth, I am a channel, and what flows through me multiplies for me. The more freely I circulate, the more space I create for divine deposits. I am not afraid of the zero in my wallet, because I know that circulation is working behind the scenes. Every act of generosity is a statement of trust. Every offering I give is a declaration that I live under divine law, not human limitation. And so I bless what I have. I bless what I give. I bless what I pay. I bless the food I buy, the bills I cover, the gifts I share, the donations I make. I speak over every transaction and declare it holy. I say this returns to me multiplied, in perfect ways, under grace. I do not curse money as it leaves. I send it with joy, because I know it circles back greater. I let go of scarcity programming. I let go of inherited beliefs that say I must save every penny, fear every expense, and expect lack. That is not my truth. That is not my identity. I am not here to survive. I am here to overflow. I am here to demonstrate divine supply in motion. I am here to prove that wealth is not selfish. It is spiritual when aligned with purpose, and my purpose is clear. I circulate not just to get, I circulate to bless, to grow, to heal, to elevate the frequency of the world around me. Money in my hands becomes light, it becomes peace, it becomes miracles, and because of that I am a magnet for more. The universe trusts me with millions, because it knows I will not shrink under the weight, I will expand, uplift, and multiply. I do not fear being generous. I do not shrink back from sharing. I do not close my hand in doubt. I live with an open palm, an open heart, an open field. I release money freely, and it comes back with momentum. I release in alignment, and it returns with grace. I am not counting coins. I am measuring frequency. I am watching the flow, and it is beautiful. When I give, I do not lose. I align. When I spend, I do not shrink. I expand. I am connected to the divine source of all things, and that connection cannot be severed. I am not here to be careful. I am here to be conscious. I am here to live in circulation so deep that the very act of giving becomes an act of worship. And every time I give, I affirm the formula. Circulation brings multiplication. I say it out loud. I feel it in my being. I let it echo through my energy field. I become the living proof that giving is not depletion, it is declaration. I do not give from obligation. I give from overflow. I do not circulate to impress. I circulate because I am free. I have released the fear of losing. I have transcended the worry of not having enough. I have remembered who I am, an extension of infinite wealth. I am not scraping together miracles. I am releasing them into motion. I am not desperate for breakthrough. I am dancing in the flow of it. I carry no guilt when I receive much. I carry no shame when I desire more. I know that my wealth serves a higher purpose. I know that my abundance is a gift to the world, not just to me. I receive millions because I am ready to circulate millions. I become the divine distributor of blessings, the chosen steward of light-filled currency. And as I continue to affirm my place in this divine economy, I feel the old limitations fall away. I feel the new blueprint settle in. I feel the joy of circulation, the high frequency of movement, flow, rhythm, and ease. I do not trap wealth. I do not stall its current. I become the riverbed through which the divine pours again and again and again. Every breath I take says yes to flow. Every decision I make is aligned with grace. I give because I am abundant. I receive because I am receptive. I live in the cycle of circulation, and that cycle always brings me more. I know this. I trust this. I embody this. And so I move through this life giving freely, receiving fully, multiplying constantly, effortlessly magnetized to wealth without end. I am fully prepared to receive. I am no longer waiting. I am welcoming. I no longer wonder if I am worthy. I know I am chosen. I do not ask, when will it happen? I say, it is happening now. I do not search for signs. I am the sign. I do not seek proof. I carry the proof in my vibration. My readiness is not a question of circumstance. It is a condition of faith. The millions I've been affirming, envisioning, calling forth, they are already in my field. They are already swirling around me. The universe does not delay out of punishment. It waits for alignment, and I am aligned now. My soul, my thoughts, my words, and my emotions are in union. I am no longer divided between faith and fear. I am anchored in knowing. My magnetic formula is complete, and the current is charged. I am not afraid of the magnitude of my desires. I do not flinch at the thought of receiving more than I've ever known. I do not shrink when I imagine myself holding the winning ticket, receiving the lottery deposit, seeing my bank account overflow with impossible numbers. I stretch into that vision and feel at home there. I breathe into that space and feel peace. I am not intimidated by abundance. I was designed for it. I release every limiting belief that ever told me I had to work harder, wait longer, or prove my worth. I dismantle every thought form that told me wealth was reserved for others. I tear down the inner resistance that made me believe I had to be more, do more, or become someone else before I could have it. I am not becoming. I am. I am the one. I am the winner. I am the channel. I am the destination of divine supply, and I receive with humility, but not with hesitation. I receive with gratitude, but not with guilt. I do not apologize for being chosen. I do not downplay the miracle. I do not dim my light to comfort the world. I let the fullness of this blessing express through me, knowing that my overflow gives others permission to rise. My millions are not just for me. They are for my mission. They are for expansion. They are for legacy. I see the moment clearly. I feel it before it arrives. I hear the announcement. I see the screen. I hold the ticket. I check the numbers. I laugh in divine disbelief and holy certainty at the same time. I fall to my knees in tears of joy, not because I doubted, but because the magnitude of the moment catches my breath. I already knew it in my spirit. Now my senses get to witness it. I imagine the call to the bank. I imagine the digits shifting. I imagine the new account created. I imagine the doors that open, the opportunities that multiply, the decisions I now get to make with ease. No pressure, no panic, only purpose, only peace, only power. I walk into that version of me who no longer carries financial weight, who no longer wakes up with anxiety, who no longer questions how or when. I become that now, and I hold this manifestation with reverence. I do not worship the money. I honor the source. I know who gave it. I know what it represents. I know it is spiritual, not just material. It is the outer reflection of an inner alignment. It is the reward of radical belief. It is the outcome of divine law in action. And so I don't need to chase it. I sit in stillness and allow it to arrive. I open the door, and I let it in. Every cell of my body vibrates in resonance with wealth. Every part of me is in agreement. My hands are open, my heart is open, my timeline is open. I do not limit how or when it comes. I simply remain ready. I do not entertain timelines based on fear. I flow in divine timing, which is always perfect and never late. I trust the route even if I don't see the road. I trust the process even if I don't know every detail. I hold this manifestation as done, not as a hope, not as a maybe, but as a fact, as a truth that's already written, as a chapter already authored in the book of my destiny. I carry the vibration of completion. I speak from the end. I bless the millions as if they've arrived, because spiritually they have. Energetically they are here. Physically they are catching up. I am not in pursuit. I am in possession. I am not desperate. I am delivered. The magnetic formula has worked. My field is charged. My soul is aligned. My heart is ready. I am fully available to be the vessel, the receiver, the carrier of this miracle. I stand tall in the frequency of fulfilled prophecy, and I walk boldly into the new reality that is mine, not by effort but by energy, not by force but by flow, not by struggle but by spirit. And I stay in this space. I live in this feeling. I do not leave it to chase outcomes. I do not sabotage it with fear. I do not delay it with doubt. I nourish it. I affirm it. I protect it. I return to it, moment by moment, breath by breath, thought by thought, because this frequency is the formula, and it is working. The win is done. The miracle is mine. The millions are here, and now I rest in divine assurance. I no longer strive, I allow. I no longer seek. I know. I no longer knock. I stand at the open door. The formula has been spoken. The field has been charged. The gates of wealth have been unlocked by the vibration of my unwavering faith. I am no longer preparing. I am possessing. My hands are no longer empty. They are overflowing. I walk forward, not just as a receiver, but as a living testament that the invisible becomes visible. When spirit leads, I carry the evidence in my aura. I radiate the outcome in my energy. Every breath I take echoes this truth. The magnetic formula has worked for me. I am wealth in motion. I am favor embodied. I am the miracle walking in full bloom. Let it be seen. Let it be celebrated. Let it be multiplied. It is done. It is mine. It is now.